So when the Ultimate Edition dropped, within 48 hours, the internet exploded with stupid is trash memes. Deco is racist, negativity towards those who bought the game early. So the question is, should you even bother buying Jump Force? I'll tell you right now, you should definitely get it, and here's why. Hey yo guys, your favorite Kage, Enigma Kage, bringing you yet another video. If you're new to the channel, welcome. We keep it 100 over here and I hope you stick around. As for the returning clan, what's up guys? So the game is presumed dead by the meme committee. People are inboxing me with concerns over Twitter, wanting to know whether they should buy the game or not. Some folks aren't old enough to buy the game themselves, so they'd rather not burden their parents with a air quote dead game. I'll tell you this much. The game is great. Now hear me out. If you're new, it sounds weird, but people who know me on this channel know how critical I've been on Bandai Namco. I'm probably one of the only people that were saying the marketing's trash, etc, while everybody was sugarcoating it. Me and my buddy played 10 matches the other day, and I had a ball. The environment is different when you play player match. Everyone is running to ranked match in hopes of being the best, but in reality, they need to take it easy and learn how to utilize their team first. The tryhards with the broke combos are exploiting these things, and that's simply because the game has no patch at the moment. As a longtime fan of Weekly Shonen Jump, it's nice to see some of these iconic heroes facing off in the game. The beta didn't do it justice in my opinion. The roster is lackluster, but the characters we do have are fun to play with in both mission mode and online matches. So why is the game getting so much hate? For one, majority of people complaining doesn't even own the actual game.
What the fuck was that?
Anyone with the game has complained about the mechanical issues, the lack of, rematch button, even motion blur is something you can argue, but that can all be fixed, guys, with several updates or one big patch, And the stuff that people are, memeing about, are crying about the story mode animation, probably never intended on purchasing the game in the first place, but they want to get into the mix of things. Is the game polished? Absolutely not. That's why I mentioned patches. There are 3 different types of Jump Force players. People who want to play competitively, and what I mean by that is human versus human, whether it's player match or ranked match. Fashionistas, people who want to make their CAC and make cosplay videos on how to create this character or that character. And those who wanted a really good story. Those who were banking on a good story should have known what it was hitting for with the minimum information that Bandai was putting out at the time. Literally, the trailer cutscenes are all the cutscenes in the story mode that has voiceovers. The story, to me, feels ripped right out of Xenoverse 2. Is that a bad thing? Not really. It's just that we've seen it before. As for gameplay for Jump Force, it's phenomenal, but things can use a bit of love. I think the defensive mechanics of the game are flawed, and things can easily become one-sided. People claim it's a player issue, but in reality, it's a developer issue. Nightly Inferno expressed his concerns early on, and we have been pushing the hashtag Improve Jump Force because we want to tackle these issues early on. We live in an age, guys, of social media. At this point, it should be no issue why we can't spam a certain company to get them to make certain changes for the consumer. Come on. And ever since we've been posting and complaining about little things, Bandai Namco issued an incoming patch notes that will fix a lot of the issues. Them tweeting that statement was a breath of fresh air, since we all know how they neglected the game since Jump Festa. When it comes to gameplay, the game is crazy fun. Yes, it can get rough. The super armor is an issue and the escape system is a bit flawed, but there's some things about Jump Force that give you a feel of joy when you're putting a beat down on someone. You don't have to be oblivious to the flaws because that's not helping the game, but complaining like someone owes you the world is not a smart move. The battle mechanics are questionable when it comes to high speed counters because it benefits the button masher more than the person who's skilled in timing it. They have already stated that they're going to do something about the timing. So when we speak, they are listening. Whether they want to pretend that we don't have a voice, we do. We're the ones spending our hard-earned cash, So it's only wise for you to make these subtle changes for us. A match can turn into something straight out of an anime, which I think is amazing. The fast-paced action can only be seen in a game like Jump Force.
Oh my god.
The pros are the pacing, the vibrant colors, the voices during the battle, and the interaction between characters. The cons are the super armor moves, which can be a deciding factor in the game. You can literally die because your opponent shot a Kamehameha in your face while you were in the middle of a combo. I don't think that's going to be changed. I think that you need to find out who's your super armored teammate and utilize him on the team, because that's something I think that's not going to change. Should it be changed? Of course, but I don't think it's going to be changed. The reason why I don't think it'll change is because there are plenty of characters with their ability as well. Therefore, that's a form of balance. The escape system has its ups and downs. I feel like they reward the spammer more than a guy who wasted their one escape. Escape has a cooldown, and there's mechanics such as escape chase, but there's no need to do that when you can easily just spam the square of the X button and zoom right at your opponent. A lot of Kenshin and Ichigo mains do that all the time. When it comes to the roster, it's disappointing for the 50th anniversary, but as a fighting game in general, there's enough characters to please for the majority. Some characters are soon to be meta, such as Rukia, Kenshin, or even Yugimoto. The DLC pass will drop off 9 characters with attires, super attack, and hopefully this fills the void. Lastly, in-game blunders. The cutscenes without the voiceovers are cancerous. The story isn't horrible like most stated, but I wouldn't touch it until the first patch, which allows you to skip some of the cutscenes. The game doesn't have an endless, a tournament, or even a spectator mode, which is a huge negative in a fighting game in 2019. Most people who played J-Stars loved it because they probably played with their friends. J-Star's gameplay was super mediocre, but with friends it became one of your favorite fighters. The game doesn't even offer a rematch button, so if you catch a fade from an opponent in a player match, it's one and done. To me, that is ridiculous, because in other modes in the same game, you can hit rematch. But why the one moment when you really want to rematch somebody, you cannot? I'm sure that will be fixed. All those people that cried about everyone were overreacting about the lobby invite, where are they now? I have yet to enter my friend's lobby. There's issues can easily be resolved with a patch or two or even a big update. Jump Force is J-Star's big brother. It's fun to play with friends. It's fun to play with people on the regular. It's not meant to be taken seriously. It has its ups and downs. If you want more content, you have to support the game. Don't let folks who get their information off Twitter deter you from getting a potential favorite. So join me in supporting Jump Force, guys. I personally rate the game 7.5 out of 10. If they add those modes, this game will easily be an 8.5. Anyway, thanks for watching. This is Enigma, signing off. Peace.